Hello YouTubers and slingshot lovers, thank you for watching my video. We'll be showing you today the 2020 slingshot art model. This is a beautiful toy. I just got this since can you see it's a 2020 model. Polaris did a great job in this type of slingshot. Guys, this is a art model, black on red. They did 70% of the entire change from previous models, guys. So I'll be showing you around today, so go ahead and stay tuned. And if you haven't seen my previous videos, go ahead and check it out as well. Go ahead and subscribe in our YouTube channel. So this is the slingshot, our model. And since you see here, wanted to let you know, guys, that first of all, they did a great job in the painting and colors. They did some stickers, which is red, and then can you see here, it's a flat black, and then you do have some chrome, which is the chrome here, and then flat black, which is two-tone color, you could say, in a way, which is great. You still have your gas tank in the same place. This is as well plastic, but it's actually kind of like a chrome black, shiny. You do have your roll bar still there in place. They seems like they did some changes to it, because previous models, I didn't never notice this, and now there's a little bit like a plastic, or like there's a screw behind it. So something might change in there that we're not noticing because it's from the inside. But it's actually the one change that I noticed, guys. You did see previous models and didn't have all full LEDs. This one does have all full LEDs. Now they come with the reflectors inside. Before, you had a little reflector here with the Velcro or sticker, and it will fall off on you. So it wasn't a good idea from Polaris back then, but seems like they were practicing doing the slingshots, and now that they are experts on it, they did a better job on this. You do have a 20-inch wheel in the back, all black. They made it a little bit wider. Looking at it, it's probably about 3 or 4 inches wider than the previous models, which is a good thing. They did add some colors to this, which is black and red. The rest looks the same. They did improve their shocks, which is great. It feels better on the road, on dips and bumps. The side looks the same pretty much. They did change the panels in the front. There's a little bit different part of the hood, or part of the bumper side hood panels, so which looks great. On the front, guys, you do have an 18-inch wheels with vent rotors. The brake pads look the same. They don't look too much of a high performance, but Polaris saying that it has a better stop on speed, which is great, because guys, this thing goes 0 to 60 seconds in 4.9. I'm sorry, guys. 4.9 seconds in 60 seconds. There you go. I'm a little bit confused. Sorry, guys. But they did a great job, guys. This is the Slingshot R. And on the R model, you do see 2 LED lights, which is this one here, which is all in 2020 models. But on the R model, which it comes in blue or black and red, like this one, has the additional lighting in the bottom. So it looks a little more different, more tough, more demeaning in a way, which is good. They took away their other lights, which were the round little lights, projector lights. They put more like a off-roading lighting. Besides that, the bumper in the front looks about the same besides the colors. And one thing that I noticed, they put this little extra plastics here. According to Polaris, it gives you a better aerodynamic, so which is great. I mean, it doesn't show too much the engine like it used to prior, which is awesome. You're still 5 inches from the ground, so those 5 inches hasn't changed from previous models. Bigger wheels, bigger, wider tires, a better grip on the road, so which is great, guys. As well on the front, I wanted to show you guys that if you could tell the reflection on my palm trees in my house or my block, you can see that this is chrome and this is flat black, so it's a two-tone color, which is great. They did put slingshot in the middle, which is awesome. They put a tinted windshield or DOT plastic to protect you. The aerodynamics on it's awesome. It doesn't hit your face that hard, which is good. It's still recommended to wear a helmet. This is still a motorcycle, guys, so please make sure you always wear your helmet or check your local state laws to see if you're required to wear a helmet in a tricycle. Since you guys see here, it is considered as a, oh, let me see, there you go, motorcycle, and it's made in the USA. So guys, this is an awesome toy. Polaris went the extra mile on this. There's so many things to say about this, but one thing I could tell you that it's way different than the previous models. Let me show you guys around. I'll be showing you guys the engine in a few seconds. Plastic LED lighting though, which is great. The seats are very comfort. They look so comfort and they are comfortable. It does have an R there, so if your name starts with an R, that's awesome, right? They're almost custom made for you. This is an auto transmission, which is an automatic. It's not your typical automatic transmission. Driving this thing, it gives you a little bit of joke, like if it's a stick, it's keeping that motorcycle feeling, so it's not just really your typical automatic. You can see the buttons here: reverse, neutral, drive. If you wonder what's your parking gear, you don't have one, because your parking gear, it's your handbrake. So handbrakes is always necessary to use. That hasn't changed. They put a glove box here in the middle, which is good. It's still plastic, guys. It feels really cheap. It doesn't feel like it's gonna last that long, but I mean, that's one thing I could worry about, because normally aftermarket things come out and then they start putting better things on it, and which is great, which is good. This is the owner's manual, guys. It's a 2020 owner's manual, and this is for the Slingshot SL or the Slingshot R. You do have your glove box here in the middle. That hasn't changed. And then you do have your seating in the back, and that seat still the same. So it still goes forward, and then you have your plastic, which is your storage. Still cheap, guys. You can hear it's nothing fancy, but I wouldn't worry about that too much, because that's something that, you know, you could always replace it if it breaks. It's all plastic. It shouldn't be that expensive, guys. But it helps a lot, of course, and it's water resistant according to it. You can see all the little gaskets here. It prevents the water from coming in, which is great. I wouldn't put any high values there and leave your motorcycle unattended, but if you have to, go ahead, feel free. So there you go, guys. I mean, 2020 Slingshot R. It's a beautiful toy to have in your driveway. MSRP, I think, is $32,699. At this time of the year, and being so new, you know, there's always going to be an additional cost, which is a dealership markup. So you guys have to be careful with that. And Texas license, you know, it's going to boost up your price and your monthly payment. So let's go ahead and check out the inside. The inside is really interesting because they change a lot. I mean, guys, 70% of this Slingshot being changed. It's a lot from Polaris. It's a beautiful toy. I'll show you guys. And you do have the 7-inch command center, which is your radio, like the previous 2019, 18, and 17 models. If you guys were wondering, the maps change. And as well, your performance in it changed. The dual core processor, so it's 10 times faster than previous GPS navigations, which were not good. Let me go and show you guys. So two things. You do have a keyless fog key here, and this is your key for your glove box or your back seating storage boxes. And here you go, Polaris 2020. So two things, guys. You guys have a remote control, which is a wireless key entry, which you guys could definitely have in your pockets, faster to turn it on. You will just step on the brake here. Once you step on the brake, the middle dash is Slingshot. There's your reverse camera. Put in neutral, Slingshot, Polaris right command, and it goes green, telling you the key fog has been detected, and you can go ahead and turn it on. Guys, the interior sound changed. They put a brand now. They didn't have a brand prior to this. To show you guys. So it has it at one end, and then of course the other end here. And there's a navigation. You have a navigation, of course. And then it does not a lane assist. It's just to change the pages. So if you want to have like the Slingshot information, it gives you the battery, the miles left for your gas tank, your location, and then you have your device there. That's back. If you want to change it, notifications, that's your music and all that good stuff, guys. There's some music there. So they really did improve. The antenna's way better than it was prior. It seems like the previous radio antennas on it were like really bad. You couldn't hear it, too much static, which is great, guys. Going back to the dashboard here in the front, about this button here that I wanted to tell you guys. And on this side, you have the volume, and then you have your play and pause, or your mute button. You could change your tracks here. The horn, still there. And then that's your cruise control button with the acceleration stuff, and you know, all your good stuff there for the cruise control. And this other end here, you have two little pages, and that's actually to change your view of your navigation. If you change that button, it will change it to your radio. It'll go to the navigation, to information of the vehicle, which will give you to your gas mileage, your voltage, the transmission, you know, how hot it is, and your engine, and if the water levels are good, and all that good stuff, battery, north, your compass, and everything. So there you go. You do have 3 buttons here on this model. This is your traction, your emergency lights, and then you have your interior lighting. It changes the blue color off or white. So whatever color you guys prefer, which is great. I think blue looks nice at night, guys, but I mean, there's white, or is your preference. It's all plastic, actually. All this is really fancy on the color, I'm not gonna lie, but it's really cheap. Like, you could just pull it off if you want to, which I don't think it's a good idea. But I mean, I don't know if it's gonna last for the next 5 years. Same thing with the middle part here. For whatever reason, they made it so fragile. It's just plastic. I mean, I personally don't mess with it, but just because it's happened to me 2 times where I have my phone here, I pull it out and just lift it up, which is not good. Hopefully there will be an aftermarket middle center for that, and then just fix that. Let's go ahead and show you guys. Oh, I forgot about telling you this button. So this button is a really important button for some people. Since it's not your typical automatic, your typical vehicle, this actually changes a little bit the way you drive. So there's 2 things, and by pressing it, it will say here Slingshot mode, and if you press it again, it will say comfort. So they made two different types of driving, which is Slingshot mode, and then you have the comfort mode. I personally don't feel too much of a difference. The comfort, it's not like it's not like too comfort. It still jokes a little bit like a motorcycle, like if you're driving a manual transmission. So I really don't see the difference, but it's preference by each one of you guys. So just want to tell you my opinion. That's my opinion, the way I drive, and that's how I feel. One quick thing about this is that if you press this button down, it gives you options, and the only options it gives you is to change your color from interior, which is the color red or blue, and you can see there, which is great. Only the middle center console changes, which is your dashboard, changes the color. Nothing else, guys. So doesn't change your interior lighting from here. This is still blue, off, or white. They don't make it into red, which is a little bummer, because I mean, if you have it red here, I would love to have it as well red over here, but it's not. So let me go ahead and show you guys the lighting from the inside. Here's the lights. So these running lights are actually, I will call them running lights because they're actually running lights. They're on all 24/7 while you're the engine's in running mode, or it's on, which is great. And then you have your middle lights here. And since you see here, you have them on, that's your regular lights. If you turn your high beams on, the bottom lighting will turn on. They're not too bright for being high beams, but it does make a little bit of a difference. Let me go ahead and show you guys. So the high beams are actually in the same place. There you go. That's your regular typical car. I'm going back to the front, so you're able to see your two lights on the top and bottom. So your latch for opening your hood changed as well. Previous models used to be right here. Now it's more in the bottom on the Polaris, which is this end. Let's go ahead and give it a try, sir. There we go. And that's how you open up your Polaris Slingshot 2020 model. So here's a little bad baby right here. So they finally put some coverage to the exhaust, and your pipes from your exhaust don't actually end down here like they used to. On the previous models, you were able to see it down here, which is about maybe 12 or I'll say 10 to 12 inches away from the ground and really close to the exhaust. Now they changed the exhaust, and it actually comes back all the way back here. I can't really see it, I haven't lifted, but you can definitely feel the heat right here, like the exhaust is coming out, which is a great thing because it avoids additional heat on the cabin that you don't need when it's already 100 degrees out there and driving this thing by the coast. So Polaris came out with their own engine. This is a ProStar engine, and it's a 2.0 liters, which is great, and it's giving about 203 horsepower, I believe. Previous models was given 173, so they did finally boost up some horsepower in this little thing. And let me tell you something, guys. When you step on this thing, it's not your previous Slingshot. It actually picks up pretty good. So let me show you a little bit more inside. One thing too that I noticed on this model, they actually moved the battery up to the front, which is a 400 amp cranking amps, and it seems like it's a Polaris battery. It's all branded now. They don't have aftermarket batteries. In case you your battery ever dies, they did put a little jump start box right there. I believe that's your negative bolt to use the negative, the ground, and jump start it if the battery ever dies. Right in the middle, it's your lighting bar, which is your headlights. Don't forget, guys, this is your headlights, and this actually is your running lights. But they do turn on all three at the same time. Let's go ahead and give it a view from this side. So that's your generator there. I didn't hear any change on the generator. I know some parts change. They finally did all the lights where they go. On the older models, you will see additional connectors hanging. For an example, these connectors were additional connectors here for no reason. They said they were Canadian lighting from Canada models, but never seen in the US before. So I mean, for 5 years, they were worthless for me. They were just hanging there. This is a different computer now. It seems like I believe this is the computer of the vehicle or the motorcycle. This is your power box. They name brand it now. It says Slingshot. If you want to view there, there you go. And they put some information here as well. So according to Polaris, this engine, it is considered a 1,997 cc's. So that's what's equivalent to a 2.0 ProStar engine. So I'm just showing you guys a little bit more information on the maintenance of this. Just in case if you guys are curious, the tire size, the aero filters, battery types, and all that good stuff they put on here. Oh, one thing I did notice is that on this one here, they are recommended to put 91 octane or minimum or higher. But I mean, 91 octane is the minimum that we can find in our local gas stations. There's 100, I believe 100 octanes in some gas stations in some states or cities, which is good. I love this glossy black tinted plastic windshield, which is great. So guys, one thing I noticed in the previous models, and the reason why I keep continuing to say previous models is because all of you, my followers, have seen my other videos on my 2015 Polaris Slingshot, and they were fairly new. We were all new to this, and this was a new ball game for us as motorcycle riders that wanted to upgrade to a two-seater tricycle or motorcycle. And one of the things that we had issues with back then was a lot of things that they didn't put on. It was really cheap. It seems like they had like a time frame to make it, like literally like, let's go ahead and let's invent something in 2 months and let's have it in production in 3 months, which wasn't good. And this coolant front here actually is plastic, but the heat of the engine and the heat of the weather, the exhaust being here, that's your headers down there. It's not a good idea because normally it will start melting with time and it will start leaking. But in this case, they did put an extra plastic protection, which is this little plastic guy here. I really don't know if it will make a difference. It's too good. It's too soon to say if it's gonna make a difference or not, which is good, but it's there, so hopefully it helps. So guys, once again, 2020 Polaris Slingshot, beautiful toy to have. It's amazing, guys. I'm really impressed, really happy with Polaris for making such a great Slingshot. This is something we all, as previous owners, wanted to have on the Slingshot, and it was just never happened. It was impossible. After being almost $30,000, you still had to spend another $5 to $6 grand to put upgrades on this thing. And on the previous models, now having all built in one, it's awesome, guys. Steering wheel is great. Manual transmission, which is good. Keyless entry, which is good as well. And being said by keyless, actually, there's something amazing, guys, that I love about this. And to make you more fall in love with it, let's go ahead and turn it off. It turns off automatically. One thing, guys, that they made on this thing is that the keyless, it's just not keyless, but it's so sophisticated. Let's go ahead and put this baby somewhere else what is not recognized by the vehicle. And the reason why is because I want to show you guys something that they made on this Polaris Slingshot. So we tossed away the key fob back here. I'll say about 10-15 feet away, so it will not recognize it or read it. So in case you guys are driving somewhere, you guys forget your key fob. Let's just say you live in apartments, or you're going to the beach, or you lose your key fob. I really don't know the price, how much it is to replace it, but if you lose it or forget about it, or you left it somewhere and you don't want to go back because you live in apartments, you have to get back in the elevator and all that good stuff. They improved by having a password, a passcode, actually, because there's numerics. And let me show you guys. So right away when you jump in, there's no key. So by not having a key in any other typical car, will not turn on, unfortunately. But on this case, in the Polaris Slingshot 2020 model, they made a big difference, which is great, because you go ahead and step on the brake, right away your dashboard turns on, and then you have this amazing screen, command center, which is great. It's going to tell you that there's no key, and the reason why is because this button here, it's actually white, so it's not going to turn on. So we're going to go ahead and turn it on right away. We're going to enter a password, guys, and this is just the password that I created just for this video. So if you guys if you guys are trying to come and get my Slingshot, it will be changed after this. Just joking. We're going to enter this button. And I want you to pay attention. Once we press enter, this button changes to green. So go ahead and press enter, and hold on, there you go. So you know what, I'll take it back. Let's go ahead and turn it back off. I might took too long, so we're gonna do it one more time, guys. We're gonna go ahead and step on the brake, and we're gonna try to turn it on, and it's not, because there's no key fob detected. And then we're gonna go into the password faster this time. Okay, so let's go ahead and pay attention to the button here. It will turn green. Oh, let's go ahead. There you go, going green, and you turn it on, actually, which is great. Go, guys, that's how you turn it on. You don't have to have a key fob to turn it on. So once again, if you forget your key fob, you can just go ahead and turn it on with the password. If you ever leave it at a friend's house and it's blocking his driveway or his cars, you can always give him the password and then have him move it temporarily, and then you can always change the password. There's a master password. In case you forget it, you'll be able to overwrite your old password. If you giving your password to somebody and you don't want that person to have it anymore, you can go ahead and switch it anytime you want, all by your fingers and your screen there. So, which is really awesome, guys. just right in your fingertips, so which is great. So once again, guys, this is a 2020 Polaris Slingshot. Go ahead and give you a review, comments, any questions you guys might have, let me know. I'll be more than happy to answer those for you. If you ask me if it's recommended or if I recommend to buy a Slingshot, to be honest with you guys, if you have the extra money, definitely yes. 2020 model is a whole game changer, and I cannot complain about it. This is an awesome toy, guys. Beautiful. If you want to keep yourself low profile, this is not the type of vehicle you want. Just wanted to let you know you guys will change people's point of view of a motorcycle once they see this toy in front of them. And people will stare at you. People will actually turn around to see you, take pictures of you. You're like a celebrity. So thank you guys once again. 2020 Polaris Slingshot, our model. If I missed anything on this video, go ahead and ask me any questions. I'll be more than happy to answer you guys. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel as well. Thank you guys.